Hello. Tomorrow morning, I start something that I have been umming and ahhing about for about 2 years. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Hannah. I've been a YouTuber for 15 years. 12 of those years were making sex and relationships education content. And now I do this here on this channel. And one of the things that I've spoken about in recent years is career transitions and the consulting and mentoring work with other content creators that I've been doing behind the scenes. And tomorrow I start a coaching qualification, and an idea that has been on my video list for a really long time, maybe ever since I received coaching for the first time, which was when I was pregnant and I was trying to figure out what on earth to do with maternity leave as a freelance content creator. I was like, I have no clue what I want to do, what I even can do, like none of that. Ever since then, I've had this video idea of just, is coaching bullshit? Now, obviously, huge caveat, but I'm coming at this question from the position as somebody who wants to train to be a coach and someone who has been coached. However, there is still this little part of me, this little like negative Nancy voice in my head that is telling me it's bullshit. So I thought I'd take you with me for my first week of doing this coaching course, tell you a bit more about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and there's some other fun things happening this week which I'll take you along to whilst exploring this question of, is coaching bullshit, and why do I still have this like little doubt in my head about it, even though I'm committing a lot of time and money to train to be a coach, when there is a part of me that is still holding back. Maybe that's something to explore in coaching. Right, I'll see you for school in the morning.
Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Whether you are just starting out in the freelance world or you're a small business owner, Squarespace makes it super easy to create your own beautiful websites, engage your audience, and sell anything from physical and digital products to courses and even your time all in one place and all on your terms. I've built and hosted my professional websites on Squarespace for years now, and they have tons of beautiful, flexible website templates for you to pick from. You just find the one that is right for you and customize it with all of your own branding and assets and content, and you're good to go. There are lots of different features that you can add to meet specific needs, and all of the templates work seamlessly across multiple devices. And Squarespace's Fluid Engine website design system makes it super easy and intuitive, even if you have no website design experience. You can literally just drag and drop stuff around. If you have an online store, then Squarespace Payments is the easiest way to manage payments. Onboarding is really fast and simple, and there are lots of different options for how your customers can pay. If you're more of a service-based business kind of person, then Squarespace Invoicing makes managing clients and keeping track of invoices really easy. It can help you simplify your workflow and manage your service-based business all in one place. So if you are in need of a website, you can go to squarespace.com to start your free trial, and then when you are ready to launch what you've made into the world, you can go to squarespace.com/morehannah to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Good morning, good morning. My first coaching training session starts in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. I'm all set up. I've got my water, I've got my Vaseline, my phone is on do not disturb. These sessions for me over the next 4 months are going to be every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm excited. I read through my student handbook at the end of last week. I already have some questions, but I will email them to them later. And I'm feeling good and I'm feeling ready. Immediately after this session finishes, I need to leg it out the door because I'm going to the Adobe Creator Live event this afternoon and this evening. I don't know really what to expect there, but I love me a creator event. I always feel like I learn so much and meet new people and have interesting conversations, and it always just sparks, summit. So I'll take you along to that, but it means that you're going to have to wait for the existential is coaching bullshit conversation, and also just why I think it's not actually. Okay, I've got 4 minutes and I actually still need to do my Wordle, so better crack on. Oh my my God, the Minute Cryptic has got a new scribble space. So you can like move letters around and like try and do your anagrams like in the thing. I'm obsessed. Okay, 2 minutes. I bloody got it. Thank you, Scribble. That was very helpful. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, it's time to go. But first session was great. It was mostly orientation, and then we got to do some coaching practice at the end. And yes, lovely group of people. Very excited. This is every Tuesday morning for me now, and I have a banana. Good morning. It is only just gone 9. I've dropped Rowan off and I'm already emotionally spent for the day. I had quite a challenging morning with an almost 4-year-old, and I need to decompress. I need to ground myself. I need to emotionally regulate. But it really is a parenting thing to be like emotionally exhausted and completely done by 9 a.m. And you're like, oh, there's the rest of the day. But the Adobe Creator Live thing yesterday was all right, considering I've got this week and next week before the Easter holidays, and I've got a lot to cram in. It kind of was a bit of a waste of my time, but it was really nice to see lots of people. It's one of those things where I don't think I got anything out of talks and things like that, but I did make a really cute tin for Rowan, and I saw lots of creators that I know and like, and then met a few more new people too. And so it's like that side of things that always feels like that was worthwhile, but maybe I could have been doing something a bit more productive to help the rest of this week not feel as stressful, especially with having started the coaching course. That's now taken out a huge chunk of my week, but I planned for it. I did the whole scheduling with that whole thing. But one thing that yesterday was good for, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, especially since I made the big career change and pivot away from sex ed, you'll know that I've been struggling with how to describe what I make here on this channel. And I've had some ideas of late. I've been writing them down in this notebook. And I was testing them out yesterday, because you find yourself introducing yourself to everyone, just like, oh, are you a creator? Yeah, what do you make? And so it really forced me to be like, okay, I'm gonna practice saying these things just to test it out, to see how it feels coming out of my mouth and see how people respond to it. And so what I was saying to people was, I actually was saying different things to what I've got written here. So what I was saying out of my mouth to people was I make lifestyle videos and vlogs about motherhood, creativity, and community, which I really like. The one thing I think is missing from it is more of the kind of career, businessy, productivity kind of content that I make. And then also the books and the fashion kinds of content that I make. They're just a bit too specific to add into an umbrella. But some other ones that I have written down here are careers, creativity, and community. It has to be 3, doesn't it? You can't list more than 3 things, otherwise it's a mouthful. Community, creativity, and business. But then of course those ones are missing the motherhood, parenthood umbrella. Then we've got community, culture, and parenthood, and community, creativity, and culture. I'm just going to leave those with you. And at the next thing I go to, I will practice them some more. But this was the first time I felt myself introducing myself to other people and feeling like I got a positive response from others. Because previously I'd be like, oh yeah, I make lifestyle videos about da-da-da-da, and it wouldn't spark anything in the person who was receiving that. But saying motherhood, creativity, and community, I genuinely got responses from people being like, oh, cool, love that. And I was like, okay, I'm onto something here. I'm onto something. Okay, I need to do my Wordle and my Minute Cryptic to decompress and transition into work today. I've got a catch-up meeting with Moo, I've got a video going live, I've got a creator mentoring session this afternoon, and then cramming in all sorts of other bits and bobs around that, because today is a short day because it's Wednesday. And on Wednesdays, we go swimming. Okay, here's the thing. I'm ill. I could feel myself coming down with it last night after swimming, and I just thought I was tired from swimming. No, I'm ill. I got some lemon and ginger tea and honey, and I have a conundrum. I've got work that I need to do today, and then tomorrow I can rest. Tomorrow is a Friday, but this afternoon I'm meant to be filming with a friend in central London, and I feel like I could do it, but my plan was to do that with her because that was going to be really fun, and then it did mean that I was going to have to work this evening, which is fine if I'm like functioning at 100%, but I'm not today. So I need to tell her soon if I have to bail because I want to give her as much notice as possible, and I don't know. I think I'm going to give myself 30 more minutes to let this paracetamol kick in. Let this kick in. I need to set up for some filming that I need to do. I'm probably feeling like 60 to 70%. So I'm not like terrible, but I do know that if I push myself today, then maybe tomorrow I'll be terrible. But tomorrow I don't have any work to do. So tomorrow I can be ill. Today? No! Oh dear. Oh my God, I'm heating up. I'm warm. It's warm in here. Okay. Right. Do as I say, not as I do. I smashed that out way faster than I was expecting. Granted, I gave myself more time than I needed, but I'm feeling good. Everything has been filmed. I just need to edit bits, but I'm going to have an early lunch because the filming this afternoon is going to involve a lot of eating, so I don't want to ruin my appetite. So early lunch now, small early lunch, and then I'll be ready to eat more later. And I'm just going to edit. I'm just going to edit until I have to leave. See how much I get done, because then whatever I do now, I don't have to do this evening. I'm feeling great. Am I in denial? We'll see. Literally right as I finished filming that clip, Jess texted me saying, see you later, come hungry. I'm ready. I've finished my lunch. But seeing as I am ahead of schedule, I thought now would be a good time to deep dive into what is coaching? Is it bullshit? Why do I like it? Why am I training to be a coach? So the background context, which as cliched and cheesy as it sounds, is that I received coaching that was so good. It was so helpful for me. It was a transformative, but it's one of those things that had a really profound and positive impact on me and really helped me when I needed it. But the idea to become a coach didn't come from, oh, that was really great, I want to do that for other people. It came later. After I quit the sex ed stuff and I decided I wanted to start working with other content creators, I didn't know what that was going to look like. So I just talked to people. I asked them, what are you struggling with? What do you need? And tried to figure out how that would fit into my skills and also what I wanted to do, my interests. And then as I started working with people, I noticed that I would be doing some of the same things that my coach did with me. Because I was like, oh, this thing that helped me, actually, I can see how that tool or this line of questioning would be really helpful for this person in that moment. So I started to kind of pick all of these different kind of coaching tools that I'd witnessed as a coachee and started to apply them when I was doing consulting and mentoring and kind of sprinkled those things throughout. And it got to a point where I thought, do you know what? I want to solidify this. This is a gap in terms of there is a need here, but I don't have the skills. And so then back in 2024, I did a week-long intensive coaching skills training course. Now, there was no like certification or qualification at the end of that. It was just kind of like a week-long in-person, which was amazing, like training thing. And then you could go on from there and do a further course and become certified. And basically since that moment, I've been umming and ahhing. I like was so close to signing up and then I didn't because I've just been in this limbo state of trying to conceive. And then actually having some more coaching really helped me with this limbo state that I'd been feeling in. And I've kind of like talked a lot about that in other videos. And I had moments of, oh, actually, I don't think I need the qualification. I don't think I need this right now. And then like swinging back to like, oh, actually, I may not need it, but I actually want it. And I feel like I would be able to provide a lot more value to my clients if I had more of those skills, like building on what I learned in that week. And I'm not gonna lie, it is nice to be able to say, I'm a certified coach and like I did all this training. But also I know that I'm someone who really thrives in a structured learning environment. I'm not very good at self-paced learning. I have learned this over the years. How did I do a degree? I don't know. It was structured enough. And so at the end of 2025, I made 2 decisions. 1, sign up to this coaching course. 2, start IVF. We'd just been putting both off because of the like trying to conceive limbo. And I just thought, fuck it. We're going to start IVF and I'm going to start a coaching course at the same time and we'll see what happens. What will be, will be. And I feel great about that decision. Okay, I need to tidy up and put the dishwasher on and then I'm actually going to tell you about why I love coaching, but also the reservations that I have about it. Hopefully the dishwasher isn't too loud. The things that I really love about coaching. So for anyone who doesn't really understand what coaching is, it is different from consulting and it is different from therapy. So therapy this is going to be in really simplified terms, but therapy is working with mental health, mental illness. A lot of the time it's about looking backwards. And then consulting is directive, it's about giving advice, and then coaching is neither of those things. In coaching, you do not give advice. I don't know if you've ever tried to have a conversation with someone and they have got an issue or they've got a problem and you've had to like hold it in, like not give them advice. It's hard. It's hard, which is why coaching is a skill. And also coaching is forward looking. It's about setting goals and making a plan to reach those goals. So it's very action oriented. And so your role as a coach is to essentially ask open questions and guide the conversation, like facilitate the conversation to help the client, the coachee, get from that place of whatever it is, feeling stuck or there's a dilemma or decision to be made or they want to work on something, from there to the end of the coaching relationship or to even just to the end of like one session, to having some key takeaways and like things to go and do, but without giving them advice. You're not telling them what to do. One of the core beliefs of coaching is that everyone has the answers already, like inside them, and your role as the coach is to, through good questioning, help them uncover that, help them untangle what they're thinking. If you've ever been in a situation where you're feeling stuck on something and all you literally need to do is just talk it out loud, just to help yourself like settle your mind in terms of like where you are. It's kind of like that, but being professionally facilitated. I once did a session of what we kind of called peer coaching with 2 friends, where we talked for 5 minutes about something that we were struggling with, and then the other 2 just had to ask questions. Like they weren't allowed to give advice or anything, just ask questions. And honestly, it was through doing that activity with 2 of my friends that made me realize that I needed to quit sex ed. So it can be quite insightful. So that for me is what I love about coaching and the power of coaching, which is being someone's guide, facilitator, asking the right questions, giving them just space and time to think. All of that can be so valuable. And then where my like hesitations are is more in the public perception of coaching, especially life coaching, which is not something I'm super interested in. I'm definitely more interested in the career coaching side of things, but in a holistic way where you can't just like focus on the career, kind of like have to take into account all different aspects of a person's life. But I'm not particularly interested in coaching people through life problems and like life stuff. I'm more interested in coaching people through career related stuff. But one of the problems with coaching is that it's an unprotected profession. So unlike with therapy, you cannot call yourself a therapist unless you have had the proper training from proper accredited places. Now, yes, in coaching, there are accredited bodies, and the course that I'm doing is accredited with the ICF, the EMCC, and the AC. So after my course, after I'm certified or qualified, honestly I can't remember what the difference is, I can then choose one of these bodies to become accredited with, but also I don't have to. But in order to be a therapist or a medical doctor or even an accountant, I'm not 100% sure about the accountant, but probably, you can't just call yourself a medical doctor or a therapist without the proper training. With coaching, anyone can call themselves a coach. Because I was kind of doing some coaching before, I could call myself a coach. Because I did that like week-long training in coaching skills, I could call myself a coach. But I've been really reluctant to, and I've been using the term mentor instead, which to me kind of like is a hybrid between like coaching and consulting, because it doesn't feel right to me. But coaching, I do think, has a bit of a bad reputation because there are so many people out there doing coaching and saying they're coaches who are terrible, who are bad. And granted, that is the case in like a lot of professions, but I think coaching is especially guilty of this because there isn't that protected classification and like accreditation around it. And the other thing that I find deeply cringe in myself about wanting to be a coach and calling myself a coach are the amount of like red flag coaching MLM pyramid scheme style courses. And I realized that I have in some ways been sucked into this a bit because I received some coaching and then I was like, oh, I want to be a coach. And I know that is the case for a lot of coaches as well. And so I'm like, is this a pyramid scheme? Are we all part of this like huge MLM? And I know what I'm personally doing isn't like that, and I know my reasons for doing it and all of that, but I just can't help like having that in the back of my head. Maybe I need a coaching session to work through this. But I think it's under the same umbrella of like all of these like hustle bros that you see selling courses and like coaching people, but they're coaching people and selling courses about like how to sell courses, and the only business that they've ever run is about selling courses. It's like those kinds of things, I see them, I'm like, this is so scammy. And then here I am paying all of this money to do a coaching course. But I know that what I'm doing isn't a scam, but I just know that there's like scammy things out there. Anyway, I hope that explains a bit more about coaching and my thoughts on it. To be honest, the reservations I have aren't like stopping me from wanting to be a coach, and you know, like when I eventually become certified, being like, I'm a coach, and like screaming about it and yelling about it. I think one of the things that it does hold me back from is I struggle to talk about it with clients. Like when I have a discovery call and I'm talking to them and I'm having to explain to them what is coaching, I can feel myself being a bit clunky. But I'm hoping that through this training, I just get that practice in, and just like the more that I repeat, like, this is what coaching is, this is what it isn't, then it just like becomes more natural. That's the only way I currently really see those hesitations actually coming up in my practice. But I think that's something that with practice and like becoming more confident in myself with it, that'll get easier. Anyway, there you go. I need to do some video editing now. Guys, I did it. I've finished everything that I needed to do, and I need to leave in like 20 minutes, which means I'm gonna get to do everything that I want. I'm feeling all right, and then it means I can relax this evening after my child has gone to bed. I love overestimating how long things are gonna take me. One of the things that I was editing was my video application to the Creator Fund to go to Cannes Lions. You may remember from a vlog last year where I was also applying for it and I didn't get it. So, you know, rejected once, trying again this year. So we'll see. I'll probably know by the time you're seeing this if I got in, but fingers crossed.
Okay, we are done. We are full. Got a beer, and I need to go. But when's this video out on your channel? Will it be up?
Like 4 weeks from now, probably, I think.
So maybe on a similar schedule to me.
Perfect. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much for letting me come and eat loads of food with you.
Thank you for coming. I knew you'd be great on camera, as you always are. It was fantastic.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for dealing with the runaround at the end.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Good morning. I've got my lemon and ginger and honey tea and some leftover pizza. I'm not feeling worse, but I'm not feeling better. But the nice weather, I think, is definitely helping me feel somewhat normal. So today is Friday, which is normally when I don't work. It's my day off, as it has now been for many years. But because of the coaching course taking up like a 3-hour chunk of my week every week for the next 4 months, plus there's bits that I need to do around it, I have made the executive decision that Friday mornings, not all of Friday, but like I'm going to reserve like a couple of hours on a Friday to be my day for like course homework. Whether that's things I need to follow up on, or maybe I can try and schedule the peer coaching in on Fridays. We will see. I just got the email like matching me with my peer partner, so we can do some peer coaching and getting some practice in. If there's any additional reading from that week that I want to do, or just like any things I want to follow up on, that's kind of what I've dedicated Fridays to. As it's week 1, there isn't really all that much to do. But the one thing I am going to do is start filling in my coaching log, because it would seem that I'm allowed to track hours that I've done since signing up. And because I signed up for this at the end of December, I can count some coaching hours that I've already done with clients before now, which isn't that many because I've probably done more like consultative calls, so they wouldn't count. But I'm going to have a look back and see which ones I could probably count as coaching. There's definitely at least 2 clients I think I can count as coaching and pop them in. Peer coaching also counts towards my hours, and so then I can kind of make a plan from there in terms of how many more I need, because I need 25 hours, which really isn't that much. My plan was to reach out to some past clients and see if they were interested in doing some coaching with me, but at a reduced rate, because it's what I need for my training. And so I'm kind of hoping that through that and the peer coaching, I get enough hours in for the 25. If not, I can also sign up to do some pro bono coaching with whoever through the organisation that do this course. So we'll see. We'll see how many hours I need. But I'm gonna eat this pizza and drink my tea. So yeah, I am officially a coach in training. I'd love to hear your thoughts about coaching. Have you ever received coaching? What are your like preconceptions about coaching? Are you a coach? Did I get my definition right about what coaching is and isn't? And I hope that you're all doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!